Hello there. Welcome to a bored guy in college who can't think of anything to do. So why not talk about what he's doing? So one, I can learn about it more, and two, I can share it. Um, I am right now doing a very interesting English class where we're talking about humor and we're analyzing theorists like Thomas Hobbes and this great guy, Henry Bergson, who talks about laughter, an essay on the meaning of the comic. Now, I love comics. My favorite comic is Lewis Black. George Carlin was great, and there are many other comics, Jim Gaffigan, Frank Caliendo. But if one was to define what is laughter and what is humor, it's really hard to explain it, right? When you try and say, "Oh, why is something funny?" It's funny, but that we gotta say more. Um, and this guy gets into the science behind laughter and why people laugh. He talks about um, physical humor, like if you watch somebody trip over something, you laugh, or some people laugh, the assholes laugh. But he talks about the reason why. Somebody should have the common sense to see that branch and they trip over it. That's funny. They're showing a sign of an inability to analyze their surroundings, which shows a weakness, which gives the person a little opening to jest at them. So, there's a science behind it, a real mental science. Um, there's also cultural stuff, like certain cultures have types of humor. There's Jewish humor, you know, I find that female comedians and male comedians differ in what they usually talk about. Um, but more on this thing that I was bored and I wanted to just talk about. Um, we had to choose a scene in pop culture or literature or a movie, and I chose a Pink Panther film where I got to pick a scene, and it's perfect for this guy. Um, it's a scene where Inspector Clouseau, it's in the Pink Panther Strikes Again, and it's where uh, he's on the parallel bars. Search Inspector Clouseau parallel bars, and you'll see the scene I'm talking about. And everything I've seen, it's just a complete and utter like mirror of this guy and what he's talking about. Um, a man running along the street stumbles and falls. The passerby bursts out laughing. They would not laugh at him. I imagine, could they suppose that the whim had suddenly seized him to sit down on the ground? They laugh because he is sitting down involuntarily. So, consequently, it is not his sudden change of attitude that raises a laugh, but rather the involuntary element in this change. His clumsiness, in fact. Clumsiness, that's the word. Clouseau should be called Inspector Clumsy, because he is. And yet he doesn't realize it. He thinks he's a brilliant detective, he's chief inspector, he's, highly regarded, but he is a clumsy moron who just gets lucky. So, that's what I'm writing about, and I have to talk about the connection between this film, the scene I chose, and this theorist, and in the theorist's view, in Bergson's view, why this scene would be considered funny. But I'm also telling this to you to go watch a funny scene if you're bored. It really is fantastic. If you're not in college yet, get used to a room like this. By the way, Tufts University. Woohoo. But yeah, this is the room with doors back there. You got basically this much room. And that's my roommate's wall. My bed's over there. It's with the fan. And a lot of stuff we forgot to recycle. Yeah. So, listen. I was just bored. Show this online. What the hell? It helps me prepare for my paper. I can talk about my subject more and review it at the same time. and maybe teach you something. I don't know if it's really relevant, but if you want to be a better writer on humor, I guess, you can check these guys out. It's a really interesting topic, and it's really fun. I'm kind of surprised, actually, that I'm liking my English class as much as I am. We even watched an episode of The Office. So, alright, I'll see you guys later.